or it's going to be super low resolution. If I hope it won't lag. So let's start again, because okay, let's start again, because I want to upload this on YouTube too as well, so I want to show the whole video and talk about it.
These are dark times, where the law has been reduced to rubble, and it's up to us to restore it to its former glory. Yeah, I know what you mean. It looks like YouTube finally decided where they stand.
Okay, now it seems to be
fine.
fine.
For this very reason I returned.
Sorry about the low quality, by the way.
Time to bring it to an end. What's up, everybody? This is the Act Attorney here, and a lot has happened since we last spoke regarding Quantum TV. No doubt many of you are curious what's been happening behind the scenes, and if I plan to make good on my promise of getting his channel rightfully terminated. Spoilers, I do. I was in talks with people at YouTube for over a month, and I didn't want to reveal anything until this video was close to completion. I can now confirm, after conducting a thorough investigation, that YouTube has officially found Quantum TV completely innocent.
Yeah, I don't know why.
They decided he had violated no community guidelines.
How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair.
And also found that his numerous copyright claims and takedowns were considered a fair request for review, meaning YouTube believed he had a fair reason to file them. We'll get to why all of this
That's
is complete
bullshit.
later.
There is literally a 100% chance he gets his channel deleted. Like, I don't...
Because those claims were false, because Derkman used them as fair use content, and Quantum was like, you're stealing my video and you re-upload them on the internet, and yeah, I don't know if why it's fair request.
I don't even think it's 99. I feel like this is a guarantee.
I thought so too, Osmond. I thought so too. It is a grim day for us all as we now enter the dark age of YouTube. I've never felt more disgusted or ashamed of this website, particularly the teams in charge of copyright and community guidelines. So many people have been threatened and harassed and bullied by this guy who's been doing this for 4 years. The false takedowns, the hate speech. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that today justice will not be served, for justice has no place on YouTube anymore. I think.
Yeah, and it's a shame that YouTube tries to silence people who want to cover this situation, because apparently it's not right to do so. It's not right to criticize YouTube at all. And it's just bullshit. They should let us criticize them instead of silencing us.
It's time I hang up my coat and stop fooling around with this lawyer business. You know, let's face it, we lost.
I mean, I'm kind of
Sadly, we did.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's funny. You guys literally sound like abuse victims, right? At the end of the day, go fix yourself, man.
L plus ratio plus maidenless.
Objection! Look at you, you're pathetic! Who said that?
Me, Mudahar here. Who else? I can't believe you're just gonna sit there, cowering and sniveling in a corner. Are you a lawyer? Or just a big old pussy?
I'm the act attorney.
Well, it's not over. Act attorney? Not by a long shot! Wipe those tears, because the only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
You're right, Mudahar.
You're goddamn right I'm right. Listen, don't you hear them? Those voices out there crying for justice?
I support you, Ackman. No love for copyright abuse here. And when are we playing Elden Ring? Just get on your Xbox. I know you have one.
Man, you know what I'd love more
And these people still
seeing Quantum
support
get banned
him,
again.
by the way,
Cannot wait
even
to see
though
this guy get banned for being a copyright
he's in
abusing
battle with
bitch.
YouTube.
The Birds and I support you, Actman, in your quest to get Quantum TV removed from YouTube. It would be a better place without him.
Bitch, you were review. You got review. All right.
And so, because of the danger that he poses to the channels of other creators and his threats made to the families of his critics, I do not think that Quantum TV belongs on YouTube.
I will see to it that the hammer of justice is brought down upon the wicked. If YouTube won't do anything to make this a better platform, then the rest of us will.
Yes, we will.
No, this verdict does not mean Quantum TV is innocent. Far from it. In fact, it means something much, much worse.
I'm not gonna put it in a bottle and breastfeed it to you.
Through my research, I am able to provide undeniable evidence that Quantum TV has violated the following community guidelines on multiple occasions: external links, hate speech, cyberbullying and harassment, additional policies, ban evasion, copyright, harmful or dangerous content, child safety, and spam, deceptive practices, and scams. This whole
Yes.
video will be shown.
He committed all of them, and YouTube just decided to not care at all. They decided to care if when Ackman made jokes about it, and YouTube took those jokes seriously. Like, what the hell?
Showing you the proof and also show you how YouTube is either unwilling or no longer enforcing these community guidelines. And I plan on showing just how wrong they are using YouTube's own fucking words. And I especially don't condone looking up other content creators' personal information. Don't stoop to Quantum's level. YouTube's decision to not ban Quantum was made as a result of three things: poor investigation skills, a hands-off approach.
Also, sorry, I need to stop it for a bit. Is it? Because I've noticed that the alerts are not present. or the chat. I forgot to change the URL because I should have, because I changed my name, and because of that the links aren't the same anymore. Okay. And the chat. Where do I find that? Properties. Oops. Let me test it. Why doesn't it work now? Let me re-add them. Browser. Okay, now it works. Alert. That's here. I'm going to test that as well, so just follow. Okay, it works. It works. Sorry. Back to the video.
Approach and a lack of any common sense whatsoever. I'm making this video not only because it's personal, but because I truly believe in what YouTube is supposed to stand for. Does YouTube side with justice or evil? I suppose we'll find out soon enough.
It's like if you're in a group, it is your responsibility to ostracize your own extremists.
And that's exactly what we're
Yes.
trying to do.
This guy is an extremist. He's a nutball. He's a bozo.
Would you believe that in the copyright abuse video I only shared about 10% of the archives I had on Quantum? I intend to share the rest with you today. So I ask once more.
I honestly wasn't aware that it was just the 10%. And it's crazy because he's done even more than that 10%.
Blue pill, red pill. Who am I kidding? I know which
Red
one you're gonna
pill.
pick. You're red-pilled and based.
Yes, I'm based.
Now we have Ackman's fans sexually harassing me, doing strange things like putting cucumbers in my mouth.
All rise.
And it's funny because Quantum TV complains about that, and then days later that was the reason why Ackman's video was taken down, because of the cucumber jokes.
For the trial of Quantum TV and YouTube versus literally everyone else. Ackman, your opening statement?
Thank you, Your Honor. Quantum TV is guilty of multiple offenses, and I intend to prove that he needs to be removed from the platform to maintain its integrity.
He really loves talking like he's some big hot shot that can really do a whole lot. And in the end, it's really just ego.
That is a bold claim indeed. But why is it your duty to pursue this if YouTube already has?
A fantastic...
YouTube is not handling it. They just try to brush it off as if nothing happened.
Question. I believe Matt Koval, creator liaison for YouTube, should take the stand. Mr. Koval, please testify on YouTube's Creator Responsibility Initiative.
As a YouTube creator, you're sometimes seen as a representative of the platform and a member of this giant influential community. It becomes your responsibility, along with every YouTube creator, to help us keep the ecosystem healthy. If the things you do and say as such a representative are really reckless, dangerous, inappropriate, on video or not, you can actually cause damage to YouTube and its millions of creators. Why? Because YouTube and advertisers don't want to be associated with that level of craziness.
Your Honor.
That's true, but then you should have done something, YouTube, because what you're doing is just making the platform worse.
I have no objections to this testimony. I simply believe it is important context for the rest of this video. All this drama has escalated so far beyond what anyone imagined. Fun fact,
yeah.
Did you know that when Quantum TV struck Mischief's video, it had 930 views? 930 views.
It's like he wants to attack anyone. Like, really. And he saw the opportunity that this is a little kid. I can copy strike him because he wouldn't know that it's a bad thing. He wouldn't know that it is actually fair use. But the thing is, Mischief knew that it was fair use, but he decided to take the video down anyways to later deal with it. And it's not by saying that you should speak up about this guy, but instead he wanted to deal with this on his own, but you know, other creators I think other creators knew that bullshit what he was doing, Quantum TV I mean, so they made videos about him. This like Quantum thinks it's all Mischief's fault, but it's not. It's all his fault. It's all Quantum's fault.
But it got personal when he looked up my family's information, contacted my mother specifically via phone call, and harassed and threatened her.
And there's a video recording about it, which Quantum TV published to the internet, and he monetized that. And YouTube is like, we can deal with this. We can deal with this. As long as you don't dox our families, we're fine with what he's doing.
My mother? No! What have you done to her?
She can confirm the call he posted was real, although 2 minutes of it is missing from the start.
I'm calling him.
Yeah, and who knows what happened in the first 2 minutes of the call.
Your son has been making a string of really defamatory posts.
Hello, is this Ackman's mother? Yeah, this is Quantum TV. Your son's been bullying me online.
I'm trying to avoid any kind of litigation or lawsuit by talking things out, so is there any way I can get in contact?
Your Honor.
But that's the thing. He could contact him through Discord, and he even asked if they could talk in voice chat, but Quantum was like, no, you should type it out. No, we can't call. And this bullshit.
Next, I would have 2 representatives from YouTube testify on their harassment policies.
Hi, I'm Michael Grozak, Global Head of Content Policy at YouTube.
And I'm Matt Halpern. I'm Vice President, Global Head of Trust and Safety for YouTube.
Harassment of anyone affects everyone. Malicious acts
Yeah.
are abusive behaviors, and we take these very seriously at YouTube. This
Wrong. You took jokes seriously, but a real thing you didn't take seriously. It's like you're full of bullshit.
means threatening someone, whether it's subtle or obvious.
Objection!
You say you take malicious acts very seriously at YouTube. If that's the case, then explain the next 3 minutes of this video.
Take that!
And you don't understand that this level of fanaticism is dangerous. And you might end up hurting somebody. You know, you think that this behavior doesn't have consequences. One day, and I'm making this video because one day maybe you guys might actually get someone killed. And I mean that.
Threatening someone, whether it's subtle or obvious.
Yeah. And I think that video is still up. Maybe not. Let me check, okay? So, YouTube. Let's pretty slow right now. I think it was called Hour of Apology. Yep, it's still up. Fully monetized.
Hopefully, through your actions, one day you don't get somebody killed.
But it crossed the line into harassment when the creator made veiled threats.
Again, veiled threats, as you guys like to say, is not something that we do here on YouTube.
You goddamn liar!
Malicious acts can also mean threatening someone's privacy. That includes stalking and doxing, which means release.
Yep, and it was Eggman's family was stormed, and he threatened to dox them.
Releasing someone's private or identifying information online.
People come to me, they send me all kinds of personal information on you. 90% of it I have no interest in. I know about all of your family members at this point. I don't care to know that.
Yeah.
I know so much.
Threatening someone, whether it's subtle or obvious.
Quantum TV.
People take it too far. They lead to hacking. They lead to real-world doxing.
I called his mother.
Threatening someone, whether it's subtle or obvious.
And some of you start doxing, sharing personal information.
I called his mother.
And then you go even a step further. You find people in real life, because how dare they find you in the real world? That's creepy. No, it's not, dude.
I called his
But why did you call his mother? You could talk to Eggman on Discord. He just wanted to scare his family. At least that's what I'm guessing.
mother.
Stalking and doxing.
No malice or anything behind this.
And yes, I know your address. Yes, I know your phone number. Yes, I know your mother. Yes, I know your brother, your father, your next of kin.
Stalking and doxing.
Yep. And I would be pretty scared myself if people knew everything about me, because then they could find me and kill me. And I'm not kidding, because there are people like that.
Don't think I'm playing around. I called Ackman's mother to get a hold of him, to let him know the kind of damage he was causing. Okay? I'm not fucking around with this.
Threatening someone, whether it's subtle or obvious.
If he's available to talk, or you're the guardian for him, I'd imagine. I can send over a cease and desist letter from my lawyer.
And you're literally lying about your mother being threatened to send more people after me.
I'd rather not brag of families, but given the times and the current status of the world, you understand what I mean? Like, we all have families and stuff we're trying to accomplish, so I'm not trying to derail anybody's livelihood.
Threatening someone.
And that's the thing. Because Eggman tweeted out something that was I think it was he said that we wouldn't want I wouldn't want to get family and hurt or involved, and it's like in his video he said, you guys will get someone killed, and in the phone call he threatened the mother to have her family involved in this. So it's like, just admit that you did it. It's not hard.
Whether it's subtle or obvious.
How many times did I actively ask his mother to pass me off to him? Because truth be told, I never wanted to talk to her in the first place.
Lies. You wanted it because you wanted to threaten Ackman's family so he could leave you alone. But at the same time you didn't want to be left alone, because if you wanted to, then you wouldn't have bragged about this either.
Your son is causing trouble for me, and that's the whole reason for this call.
I never wanted to talk to her in the first place.
Your son is causing trouble for me, and that's the whole reason for this call.
Stalking and doxing.
I'm trying to find Ackman. So what would you do as a human being if you're trying to...
Yep, as you can see it, he wanted to call him. So there's no reason for calling his mother to get a hold of him. Yeah.
Find somebody who is hiding behind a stage name, the Ackman. Well, you're gonna look into them.
Threatening someone's privacy.
It's not real hard to find him at all. You can Google him right now and you can get all of the same information I did. It's not hard.
I promise you, if you look into the Actman right now, you will find his full legal name. You will find, just type Actman. Look for Actman's real name. Like, actually try to find
like, it's bullshit.
It's not hard. YouTube and advertisers don't want to be associated with that level of craziness.
You're a liar! You're a liar!
Yes, you're a liar.
I think it's pretty
and you could see that he made revenue of ads. Let me go back a bit.
You're a liar!
As you can see, ads. So he makes money out of this situation, and it's pretty bad when you show something that you shouldn't show anyone. Private information. Like a phone call can be private information too, in my opinion. The only place you could show that is court.
You're a liar! I think it's pretty obvious what he did to my mom was malicious in intent, because he obviously had no good reason to contact her over me. In fact, he refused a voice chat with me and Mischief on his live stream, and again refused a voice chat in private DMs.
Yes.
It wasn't until my Power of an Apology video came out where I mentioned that I contacted his mother, where I guess he got embarrassed and upset by that. Ask him why on the 23rd, after the phone call that I've published, why he said he was moving on, and then only after I made the Power of an Apology video did he come out saying he was threatened. You guys really need to look at things full picture and stop playing games here.
Objection!
Why did I say I'm done with the drama and then do a 180, you ask? Initially, I was so shocked you took it to that level. I thought, this isn't worth it. I'm not going to talk about him anymore. Wiping my hands. Moving on. You went public with the knowledge that you contacted her and made a community post about it. People started asking me. I tried to ignore it. And then the next day, you posted a video verbally confirming this.
Yeah. So it's like he wanted to he wanted it to end, but Phantom didn't want to.
Bro, ask him. Don't think I'm playing around. I called Act-Man's mother to get a hold of him.
This court does not approve of calling anyone's mother.
No, you didn't want this to end. You didn't want to be left alone. With your copyright takedown attempt failed, in your twisted mind, you thought you had no other option but to threaten my family in an attempt to silence me, and it almost worked. But you just had to brag about it. You had to talk about it publicly, and that's why this video exists.
Yeah.
The good news is you're now a household joke.
But this video doesn't exist anymore in a way on YouTube. People still re-upload them though. I decided not to go on YouTube for it. Instead download the video and just show it to you here.
Amongst all of my family. People gave me crap for this tweet, but I was shocked, okay? And I'm not taking chances with lunatics.
I wouldn't either. Like, imagine that my mom was called, being threatened, and you say this shit on the video. I would be afraid too. And yeah, like I could imagine that someone who threatens my mother would come to me and probably kill my family because of one small thing.
You know it's not going to happen, a situation like this.
Or not so small, but you make it so much bigger than it should have been.
Quantum, thanks for showing up to my house uninvited. Well, yeah, sure, come on in, we're just having dinner. Would you like a beer? Wait, why are you stabbing my mother in the throat? Oh no, I totally didn't expect you to do something like that.
Right? Because, let's be real, Act-Man is saying that I am threatening a woman. Okay? This is a serious crime. He was so enraged by it, he never reported it to the police once.
Yes, I contacted my local police department, filed a police report. Yes, I contacted a litigation attorney. Yes, I called the police department in his county, and I had to do all of this because of him.
But he didn't tweet about it. He didn't brag about what he was doing. That's why Quantum TV could say this. It's dumb.
This is the type of shit that can happen when YouTube refuses to enforce their rules. When they allow someone like Quantum to have a platform for 4 more years than he should have. Looking through YouTube's community guidelines, they actually don't have any rules against harassing, doxing, or threatening violence against other content creators' families.
Objection! Then, of course, there's the infamous tweet. We wouldn't want our families to get hurt or involved in this. Like, this is such bullshit, bro.
In the same videos you bragged about doxing my mother, you also made comments like,
one day, maybe you guys might actually get someone killed. And I mean that.
Like it's obvious, dude.
Hopefully, through your actions, one day you don't get somebody killed.
I reached out to your mother to convey the severity of real-world harm. The Act Mom should have never been involved in this at all, and it's caused real emotional turmoil for me and my family. Dude, even if you hate my guts, right? Photoshop all the cucumbers you want into my mouth.
But while you literally sit here sucking on cucumbers in a very provocative way,
Talk shit about me non-stop. Just don't involve my family. Don't be Quantum TV. Those videos are still up, by the way. Fully monetized.
Yeah. And this bullshit. And YouTube is not doing anything about it. But they do something about it when it's Actman. And it's like, YouTube, are you with us or against us? Because this shows that you're against us.
He's profiting off of harassment with YouTube's blessing. One final note. My copyright abuse video was uploaded at 10:46 a.m. Quantum TV called my mother 40 minutes after it was uploaded. There was no hesitation.
It's like he saw the video and he was so afraid. He quickly tried to threaten the mother, so nothing would happen to him. But it's the sad truth. I think with enough people speaking up, YouTube might change their minds, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Our next order of business, ban evasion.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Should have started and ended. While I briefly touched on this before, Your Honor, I request YouTube testify on their policies around ban evasion.
Account terminations do not expire. Users whose accounts have been terminated are prohibited from accessing, possessing, or creating any other YouTube accounts. If your termination appeal has been rejected, then you will not be able to recover your account. If your channel has been restricted due to a strike, you must not use another channel to circumvent these restrictions.
Hold it!
Would you say YouTube is pretty consistent with enforcing this policy and your community guidelines overall?
Yes, we enforce these community guidelines using a combination of human reviewers and machine learning, and apply them to everyone equally regardless
Bullshit.
of the subject or the creator's background.
Objection!
Apply the community guidelines to everyone equally. Doesn't that sound a bit off?
It is. It does. And now that I got reminded, I think Quantum's ban evasion inspired a lot of banned YouTubers to come back to YouTube, because YouTube just won't care. And I saw one YouTuber come back, and I was right. YouTube didn't do anything about him either.
What do you mean, Mr. Act? I'd like to direct the court's attention to this man.
But that's Leafy is here.
Yes.
Indeed, he has made at least 3 attempts to return to YouTube after his initial ban. The first channel, Leafy, was made in 2020 and shut down shortly after. September 3rd, 2021, Leafy's new channel, Lucky, was banned. It had been up for just 5 days. On January 14th, 2022, Leafy's third new channel, LeafyCast, was terminated 4 months after its creation. That sounds like pretty swift and decisive action to me.
Yes, it sure does.
And yet, Quantum TV has been evading his previous ban for the last 4 years. Well, YouTube?
And it's crazy because the Actman showed them evidence, and they were like, No, he's not benefiting. He's fine.
I'd say the only thing that's consistent with your policies is the gaping hole in your testimony.
Yep.
Absolute nonsense.
Order, order, I say. Mr. Ackman, you will explain yourself to this court.
We know Quantum is evading a previous ban because he admitted himself on multiple occasions back in 2018. All YouTube would have to do is investigate this on their end to validate it.
Objection.
So I'm sure you've probably heard the talking point that quantum apotheosis was terminated. I mean, no matter what people say, those are just words. That's literally just hearsay.
Objection!
But I asked the court if his channel wasn't banned, then all these posts from 2018 were faked, right? I have been banned from YouTube for 2 weeks. Come to Quantum's controller core to watch videos until time runs out. Snowflakes won't win this one.
Take that!
Why would you direct your Facebook followers to a different channel if you weren't afraid that your current one would be taken down?
Where are the contact?
It's like he knew that he would get banned. Because... But he still wanted to make these videos.
And then you made another post the next day, because I just can't let them take my channel without a fight. And then, why would you lie on June 30th about the appeals you made to YouTube and admit that you were banned for hate speech? Why would you write up a fake appeal for a fake channel termination and go through the trouble of forging screenshots?
I agree. This is quite compelling evidence.
Well, Quantum, let's hear an answer.
This is a personal vendetta. This is a vindictive, manipulative tactic that he's using to fool everyone around him into attacking one person. Quantum TV. This guy right here.
The only one who is manipulative is you, Quantum.
Something doesn't quite add up for me, Quantum. If the court...
Like, I think he manipulated YouTube. And because of him, other band creators have been how do I say it? More confident, yes. Like I know J Station also talked about this, and he had a really shitty take, and he was on Quantum side as well. Like it's so crazy.
Would kindly look at this video feed. As you can see, this video is titled Big Thanks to Quantum Apotheosis. It was posted on October 18th, 2018.
Yeah.
If we scroll down to the comments, thank you so much for taking the time to mention me.
Take that!
Why did you post this comment on your current channel and not the Apotheosis one? These are very weird things to lie about, Mr. TV. Even for you!
Are you deaf, my guys? Are you hard of hearing? I will say this for all the people in the back who are struggling to hear me, okay? In 2018, I had a massive compromise of all of my social media accounts. My PlayStation and Xbox even got hacked. Nothing was safe.
Objection!
Yeah, sure, right.
You're right, I'm sorry. All these hacked posts were from someone pretending to be you and pretending that your channel was deleted and lying about that on the Facebook account you had linked on your current account until just recently. Now, I'm going to take it a step further and actually tell you how Quantum has successfully evaded his previous ban. What he does is he creates multiple backup channels and spreads out very similar types of content on each one. He'll constantly rebrand them, change the username, the pictures, and URL to cover his tracks so they can't be linked back to his original ban. Your Honor,
I believe he didn't change any of them right now. Any of the channel names. Let me search it up, okay? Chemical. My keyboard is pretty bad, so yeah, that's the one. Yep. controversial truth. I cannot type either. And the new one, Christian Gamers. This one. Yeah. Still the same. Because I think he doesn't change the name because then he would admit that Ackman is right.
I request a verdict right now.
Very well then. I'm going to announce my verdict. This court finds Quantum TV... Objection!
Boy, I am thoroughly tickled. What I said, I'm literally really tickled by this.
What are you talking about? I caught you. Stop spreading lies.
Objection!
Giving a shout out to Quantum Apotheosis channel. This is a Mr. 4K upscaler video. You know, it was made 4 years ago. And it's funny because you expand that box, you expand the description, go down to the link, you click on the link, and you'll see the so-called banned channel that a lot of people decided to make a stink over.
What?
At first I didn't know how Ackman would prove this, but you'll see how he's going to prove it.
What?
Reality is...
that is ban evading. I mean...
Quantum Apotheosis is in very good standing.
There's no
Order! Order, I say! The next person who speaks in my courtroom is getting thrown out.
You don't have any power here. Nobody was taken down by anyone.
Well, it seems this is incontrovertible proof that Mr. TV is not ban evading.
There's a very simple explanation for that. Right now, Mr. TV has 4 active channels. Quantum TV Vlog, later renamed Controversial Truth, Chemical XJ9, the main one, and this brand new Next Gen Gamers. I'd also like to point out that Chemical XJ9, Quantum Rising, Quantum Realm, and Next Gen Gaming are all the same channel. Remember these names because it's important.
I see. And how is this relevant?
Your Honor, it's possible to change the custom URL of a YouTube channel quite easily. I suspect he found this video, changed the link of an old channel he had privated to match this one, and is trying to pass it off as if he was never terminated.
Well, that seems compelling. But do you have any evidence to support this theory that he has been changing the URLs?
This is the shit I gotta deal with the gaming community. I swear, this is why people don't like you fuckers.
It's just unequivocally a lie, made solely to slander somebody that they don't like.
It's no use. I can't prove something like that.
Very well. I'm going to announce my verdict then. This court finds Quantum TV...
Hold it!
Your Honor, please wait.
Mr. Act, you better have a good reason for interrupting my verdict. Now, do you have proof to refute the witness's claims or not?
Can I prove something like that? Do I really have evidence that he's been changing his channel's URL?
Are you a lawyer? Or just a big old pussy?
My entire case is resting on this moment. If I let up now, this hateful copyright abuser will get off scot-free. I have to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to prove that Quantum Apotheosis was banned. I need to show that he changed the URL.
Mr. Act, if you cannot demonstrate the validity of your claims, then I'm afraid this wild goose chase will be nothing more than conjecture.
Your Honor, I have proof.
And this is
the music is going.
You steal videos and you fucking teeth.
Objection!
Mr. TV, the only thing coming through my teeth are straight facts. This evidence will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're violating YouTube's policy on ban evasion. And here's my final proof.
Take that!
But that's the evidence Mr. TV just submitted as proof that he isn't ban evading?
Might be.
Quite the contrary. This link Quantum is using to prove his innocence is the very thing that will seal his fate.
I don't know what the hell that's all about, but that's some weird language going on there. It's just all hearsay.
Have you ever heard of the Wayback Machine?
Oh
Model?
boy.
It archives websites across the internet to
I know I used the Wayback Machine before. I was playing GTA San Andreas and I was playing Dion missions. Like you know, there's a mod for GTA San Andreas called Design Your Own Mission, and there's a website where people upload missions, and there was one there was one guy who renamed all of his missions name to deleted if you download 100% virus, which is not true, because you cannot delete missions of the site. So I went to the Wayback Machine to look at what the titles were for each mission, and I looked at where that mission was, and I could simply just copy that link outside of Wayback Machine to be able to download the mission. And yeah, and it was legit.
Preserve their contents as they were at an exact point in time. These links can't be faked. Quantum claims this link leads to the missing channel Apotheosis. So I asked myself, what would happen if I put this link into the Wayback Machine?
And I'm going to actually do the same thing he did, so it won't look like it was an edit. So what was the it was this one, yes. I don't want to promote anyone's video. It is I'm going to copy this link, Wayback Machine. Because but first I'm going to show what this is going to redirect to. This one, as you can see. But if I put this link here, and select this one. Come on. Oh. Right. It takes some time to load. Because it's an archived website, not a normal website. See? It's right there. So it's not fake.
There it is. Irrefutable evidence.
Sorry if my model moves a bit.
Quantum Apotheosis was banned for hate speech.
A bit weirdly. I'm trying to adjust my position because it's pretty uncomfortable to sit here, but I need to right now.
Out of fear his other channels would be taken down, he privated Next Gen Gamers to prevent people from reporting it to YouTube, but forgot about it until just recently. 4 years later, to throw off suspicion for his ban evasion, he found this video, made Next Gen Gamers public again, and changed the custom URL to the one listed in the description to make it look as if Quantum Apotheosis.
Also, you can see that there's that video. Hold on.
Quite a remarkable coincidence. So what really happened? Quantum Apotheosis was banned for hate speech. Out of fear his other channels would be taken down, he privated Next Gen Gamers to prevent people from reporting it to YouTube, but forgot about it until just recently. 4 years later, to throw off suspicion for his ban evasion, he found this video, made Next Gen Gamers public again, and
there. This is an unedited movie clip from Wreck-It Ralph 2 or Ralph Breaks the Internet. So what I'm trying to say is that apparently it's normal for him to upload unedited footage, but it's not allowed for anyone to criticize him and show his videos.
URL to the one listed in the description to make it look as if Quantum Apotheosis was never banned. If you look at the social blade for this channel, you'll see the account was active throughout May and June of 2018, but it was recently made public again on May 15th, 2022. You can also see there was a massive purge of videos.
Yep.
But before that, what was the last day Next Gen Gamers was active? June 12th, 2018. The day before Quantum TV himself confirmed his other channel was banned for hate speech. And here,
Yep.
Quantum shows in this Discord message how he privated this account for so long. Tell the truth. Quantum Apotheosis was terminated for hate speech, and you've been evading that ban for 4 years, using 3 separate accounts this whole time. And that's all the proof YouTube should need to enforce their policies and terminate the rest of your active channels. Admit it! You're ban evading! So now the
Yeah,
finger comes back to
he
point
is.
at YouTube. You're not enforcing your policies, so either change the rules or get off your ass and do your job.
And it's also not right to take jokes seriously, YouTube. My feet, my toes. Okay, I'm fine.
Account terminations do not expire. Users whose accounts have been terminated are prohibited from accessing, possessing, or creating any other YouTube accounts. Since you can evade your previous ban, you know who's going to
Yep.
be really happy about all of this? Leafy, Alex Jones, and Jay Station. Allow me to be the first person to officially welcome them back. Welcome back, guys. All water under the bridge. YouTube doesn't care anymore.
Yep.
You are the same people probably running over those turtles and those poor raccoons and possums on the side of the road for sport, okay? As people like me jump out of the car and rescue fucking animals.
And it's funny that all of his videos are about fundraising. I mean not about fundraising, but under every video you see fundraise, even under the video where Quantum TV showed the telephone call. So, and honestly I don't buy it that he's using that money for the sake of animals. I think he's just using it for himself.
It's quite hard to believe that given the evidence, people would opt to defend Quantum. But when they
Yep.
do, it's truly amazing the mental gymnastics they put on display.
Like I've seen a comment saying that well, doxing is not illegal. He can do that. Bullshit. Cannot dox anyone. You can get in serious trouble because of that.
Some folk label what I'm trying to do as cancel culture.
This is
Yeah.
not cancel culture. It's you fuck around, you're gonna find out. You're gonna try to attack their channel. Man. Like that's the way it goes. Like somebody does this shit to me, like yeah, you don't fucking do this.
Look, we all say dumb
Yeah.
shit on the internet. We take accountability, we apologize, learn, and move forward. But Quantum doesn't. That's the difference. He had a chance to change, and he hasn't.
Let's also then pretend
Yeah,
that
sadly.
you didn't hear me in my public statement video, which is still live on this channel, disavow my hacked tweets.
You didn't apologize for them. You just said you were hacked.
This motherfucker's guilty. Oh, he's lying. Look at him trying to cover his tracks.
You didn't disavow it, you just said you were hacked, dude.
Yep.
An easily provable lie. Another thing I hear people say is that actions on other platforms shouldn't factor into his ban on YouTube.
If that was the case, then why did YouTube act on what the Actman said on Twitter by demonetizing his channel. Answer that.
Normally I would agree, but this is a special case. We see the same radical extremist beliefs shared across all platforms. It's a pattern of behavior.
But it's
Yep.
a pattern of behavior. You see what I'm saying? This is a pattern of behavior. Like, and that's what I'm saying.
Pattern of
is
behavior.
that 2 points make a line, and a line goes in a direction.
Your Honor, I request YouTube testify about their policies on external links.
I too would like to hear more on this matter, YouTube.
Yeah,
Will you
me
please
too.
take the stand?
Links that send users to websites featuring content that violates our community guidelines are not allowed on YouTube.
Hold it!
I noticed you have this disclaimer written in most of your community guidelines. It reads, "These policies also apply to external links in your content." Are all of your community guidelines also applied to links people have on their YouTube channels?
Our community guidelines, the policies that protect our community, outline what you can and cannot do on YouTube. Any content that violates these policies is removed. Those guidelines include a hate speech policy that protects people with protected attributes across all kinds of content on our platform, from videos and comments to links, titles, and descriptions.
Objection!
In my last video,
Yeah.
I proved at great length some of the racist, homophobic, anti-gay things Quantum has said, and I proved that he had all.
But they are the same. Like, you try to justify homophobia, I mean. Like, you shouldn't. And this Pride Month.
These accounts.
It's Pride Month and YouTube just wants to keep this homophobe person on YouTube.
Linked on his main YouTube channel.
These were linked on his
YouTube Yeah.
account. You know what I really hate, YouTube? This bullshit speech you're giving me.
Objection. They're going to run with the fact that their friend shared them hacked tweets. I never even knew there was a backlog for Twitter until they started nastily live streaming it to slander and slam me.
How did you know that there was a backlog? Even I have a backlog. You can see it.
Objection!
You can't even keep your story straight.
Objection.
I straight up didn't do the shit, so I'm not gonna own something I didn't do. When I make a mistake, I own it outright and say, you know what, damn, I was wrong.
Nope. Bullshit.
Objection!
You expect us to believe that your PlayStation, Xbox, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube accounts were all hacked. You're now also claiming in these messages that people are filing false copyright takedowns in your name, and that someone tried buying a house in your name. If I were you, Quantum, I'd never step foot in a casino, because apparently you're the unluckiest man in the world.
Making this podcast,
Yeah.
the whole point of it
So
is-
how come he's so confident about himself? Yeah.
Yeah, I get hacked a lot, man. Especially if you ever run into gamers, you know how toxic they can be.
Well, if you look at the descriptions of his older videos, you'll find he still has old links
Yeah. Where's my mouse? Here. Here.
to these deleted Twitter and Facebook pages. Your Honor, perhaps I didn't provide enough examples of hate speech in the last video. I'm well equipped this time.
Take that!
Gay marriage needs to be shut down. Marriage is not a gay right.
YouTube and advertisers don't want to be associated with that level of craziness.
Here's a screenshot of him linking a now deleted video he posted to YouTube titled, heterophobic gay pride exposed. In mere seconds, YouTube.
Like, there may be heterophobic people, but those are quite rare, I think. That does not mean that every gay people is suddenly heterophobic. Like, I don't hate any of my friends because they have a girlfriend or boyfriend.
You removed my video showing the racism in Black Panther. Liberals are Nazis. 100% proof Black Panther is racist. So many heterophobic individuals show themselves today. I say spread the word.
So many. They are so rare, in my opinion.
Quantum apotheosis is anti-gay. I'm not sorry. YouTube, you allowed this guy to build a community based around hate, lies, and harassment. Through your brand, through your website. He currently has a link to his Discord where he's saying things like, I wish the most painful death on everyone involved in this massive smear campaign.
Yet he's like, oh, I didn't wish death on anyone. If I did, it was just a joke.
Gee, where have we heard that before?
At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. You
Yep.
guys are bashing on me, calling me a filthy casual player, and I say, hey, man, go kill yourself. Because that's the name of the game. Go kill yourself. Go die in the game a bunch of times. He said go kill yourself. You just don't do that. What in the woke trash is that?
Yeah, you shouldn't. Damn it. Gabriels, stupid Gabriels. You shouldn't wish death upon anyone.
And another thing, Quantum was also using his Facebook and Discord to spread COVID misinformation and allegations of voter fraud in the 2020 election, just for that extra spice.
Yeah, I heard
By the
about
way,
that one from another video. Because Quantum TV was like, oh, don't show proof from 2018, show proof on 2020, and that YouTuber showed proof from 2020 and onwards. And he still says that's not me. That's not me. I'm a changed man.
These
Nope.
two things are explicitly outlawed by the guidelines. Keep in mind, YouTube's policy on hate speech says this. This policy applies to videos, video descriptions, comments, live streams, and any other YouTube product or feature. Please note these policies also apply to external links in your content.
Yep.
YouTube, tell us the truth. He's violated your policy on external links? Just how many of your policies do you no longer enforce? How many guidelines does this man need to break before you get off your ass and do something?
And they really love to attack my sexual orientation by discriminating against me, making LGBT GIFs and memes and all kinds of stuff because...
That's because you are anti-gay.
This is appropriate behavior. I mean, if the roles were reversed and, you know, they wanted their sexual orientation to be respected and it wasn't, I'm pretty sure they would go screaming, kicking, and falling out all over the floor about it. But here I am, a Christian straight man, and they...
I love how he points out that he's Christian. Like, if there wasn't any gay Christian. I'm pretty sure there is. the world has changed a lot, so you never know.
Some sort of nasty or negative thing.
YouTube claims they take all this stuff into consideration, right? Comments,
Nope.
community posts, videos, external links, your behavior on other
They do
platforms
not,
factors in.
honestly.
All of this can and should be scrutinized under the community guidelines and as a whole be used to determine if any action is taken, what rules have been broken, and to what severity. You can judge the scale of these violations based on the length of this video.
Yep. As you can see, oops. I cannot see the length, but it is a 1 hour long video, and we are 35 minutes in, and we still have 21 minutes left.
YouTube, please testify about your policies on harmful or dangerous content.
So about 56, 57
Post content on YouTube
minutes.
if it fits any of the descriptions noted below. Violent events, promoting or glorifying violent tragedies, such as school shootings. Please note these policies also apply to external links in your content.
Objection!
So if it's not okay to glorify school shootings, then what about mass shootings? What about the second largest mass shooting in American history? Is it okay to glorify that and tell people you wish they were Pulse victims?
Yeah, we talked about this a month ago, I believe. And I know people were pretty they did have bad memories about the Pulse nightclub shooting. Someone said that his or their loved ones died, maybe, or someone who they cared about died, and this man is like, you deserve it, you are gay, you deserve it.
That the world would be better off without gay people?
Yes, you're right. Sometimes the woke culture stuff it's exhausting. It's just so tiresome, and I don't like it just as much as you don't. However, there are sometimes it's the same thing. It's like people say everything's racist. There actually are people that are legitimately fucking racist.
Yep.
It isn't like, you know, an opinion on the president or something like this. This isn't an act.
You could see that
Is it okay to glorify that and tell people you wish they were Pulse victims? That the world would be better off without gay people?
Yes, you're right. Sometimes the woke culture stuff it's exhausting. It's just so tiresome, and I don't like it just as much as you don't. However, there are sometimes it's the same thing. It's like people say everything's racist. There actually are people that are legitimately fucking racist. It isn't like, you know, an opinion on the
yep. He spreads false information about the Joe Biden, the current president of the United States.
president or something like this. This isn't an actual fucking racist. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is not woke culture. This is a person saying people should get shot for being gay. Like, this is, come on, man. Call a spade a spade. You're not doing yourself and you're not doing people that think like you any favors by making excuses for nutballs.
If
Yep.
he apologized, truly tried to make amends, I'd give him the benefit of the doubt. The problem is, Quantum TV is still the same person that believes these things.
Yeah.
He still thinks the gays are out to get him and force him to have anal sex.
I don't want to participate in the anal sex the liberal people tell me to. I mean, this is insane. Let me read this sentence again. I don't want to participate in the anal sex the liberal people tell me to. This is not something that you hear a lot. You don't hear this. You don't hear this very often.
Yeah. And it's funny too.
YouTube and advertisers don't want to be associated with that level of craziness.
1 minute someone could be watching stuff to FOMO, and the next minute they start having anal sex with their dads.
YouTube and advertisers don't want to be associated with that level of craziness.
Doing coke and trying to conjure demons with satanic rituals. Satanic influence isn't a joke.
I don't want to participate in the anal sex the liberal people.
Look, there's Nax. Nax Taku.
Remember to stay strong in the faith of Jesus Christ who died for our sins. God loves you and will prosper.
That was amazing. You guys remember that video Quantum shared of the LGBT activist getting attacked in Georgia? I watched the video and there's no context. It's just a guy getting assaulted in broad daylight. The replies are filled with people celebrating this man, calling him a hero. And would the court like to take one guess who I found in the comments section?
Wow.
But here's why I think Quantum's actions matter more than the random comments that are in this video. Quantum is a content creator. He has an audience and a platform, considered a public figure. And if this is the presence he has on the website, it's poison. I find it all the
Yep,
more
it is.
indicative of YouTube's incompetence that they have what they call protected groups, and they allegedly consider harassment towards these groups to be especially vile.
Next, we don't allow content promoting hatred against people with protected attributes. Promoting hatred can mean things like comparing a group to animals.
One of the moments that was really annoying for me is like you had Selena Kyle, which is Lenny Kravitz's daughter, like a half-breed, basically.
Jesus, Harry. What the fuck? Oh my god, man.
The only conclusion...
Like, I don't get it. What's the problem with white and black having a child? Like, are you racist? I'm pretty sure Quantum TV is racist. Even could say that he's racist against his own race.
I can draw from YouTube's decision to not ban Quantum is that children and members of the LGBT community are no longer considered protected groups.
Now,
And this
you
said,
guys are kind of running with like he's a bigot.
and they, like I said, they are trying to celebrate Pride Month, but they leave a homophobe on their platform, so it's like just for business.
Homophobe, he's a transphobe. You're just trying to weaponize the gay community against me.
Ah yes, we deployed the gays against you. Tactical gays, ready for deployment. Repeat,
LMAO.
ready for deployment. I love how Quantum thinks we like manipulated gay people against him.
You have done that yourself.
Honestly, I love the prequel trilogy of Star Wars. It is much more serious than the original trilogy.
Reveal YouTube's greatest flaw in its methods of moderating the platform. They have confirmed through email and over telephone that
So they don't want to review deleted content. And on YouTube that is even on YouTube it's not good, but on if the Actman deleted his tweet where he was joking, that also counts as something that's deleted. So I don't know why they decided to act on that but not on other deleted content. So it's bullshit.
That they cannot, will not, and do not investigate anything that is not a currently active link. Reason 1, poor investigation skills. Some of the stuff is archived on the Wayback Machine, so it was there. Even if we have 30 different people send them the same screenshot, they'll be like, nope, can't investigate this. That's right. All of the evidence I've been showing you, they consider to be worthless. Reason number 2.
I don't understand why.
While it's undeniable he broke YouTube's guidelines on hate speech and external links, YouTube will not do anything about that because he deleted the evidence.
Yep.
Remember, if you delete things on the internet, it's like it never happened and everyone forgets. But they also don't investigate active links.
Sadly, that's not true. Everyone will remember that. Just that YouTube doesn't care about deleted evidence.
Either because I sent them the videos of Quantum harassing me, Review Tech USA, Mischief, all the other AV YouTubers, and they disregarded all of those as well. His Facebook and Twitter were archived on the Wayback Machine. Hundreds of people have screen capped the stuff he said. It's real. I'm quite delighted by this news, YouTube. You know why? Because I can finally promote my brand new porno. Links in the description. I've also...
Let me go back.
them the videos of Quantum harassing me, Review Tech USA, Mischief, all the other AV YouTubers, and they disregarded all of those as well. His Facebook and Twitter were archived on the Wayback Machine. Hundreds of people have screen capped the stuff he said. It's real. I'm quite delighted by this news, YouTube. You know why? Because I can finally promote my brand new porno. Links.
This is something that I also was thinking that would have been the reason why his video was taken down, because he was joking about him having porn videos.
In the description, I've also officially launched my neo-Nazi.
I mean, he had. I mean, he thought they thought he had porn videos. Sorry, I have a bad English.
Recruitment website. You can find that in the pinned comment. And if you'd like to take part in this next pyramid scheme I'm running, well, that's in the description too.
If it's one question I get over and over during the course of this channel, it's why does Quantum TV attack every other YouTube channel?
One thing I barely mentioned in the last video was Quantum's harassment towards the AV community, or audio-visual, and these people have dealt with his shit the most. These are channels that make videos in the same genre, you know, about audio, visual, televisions, tech stuff. And I find it all the more malicious when you look at the methods he's used to harass these people in particular.
And then you have Paul the Tech Giant come onto our channel and
Immediately, I need everyone's attention. Who the hell do you think you are? You are nothing on this community. And let me be very clear, you are nothing on this community to be asking for people's attention when I'm speaking.
Quantum,
So disrespectful. Quantum is so disrespectful.
attempts to discredit every other AV YouTuber in the hopes that they'll go to his channel instead of theirs. He will do this for the most asinine or batshit crazy reasons he can come up with. The funniest being his opinions on
And it's funny because he thinks Stop the FOMO is a Satanist because he showed how Lucifer looked on these TVs here.
Stop the FOMO being a Satanist. Those infamous posts are real, and he's made these claims that FOMO is a Satanist across his community posts, his blogs, his Facebook, and in his YouTube videos. Well, it's easy to write off Quantum as...
And he still has those playlists, but he deleted some of the videos.
Being insane in the membrane, I want to hear real testimony from these AV YouTubers, because I also believe Quantum has ulterior motives in making this drama-related content, and why he has playlists dedicated to exposing other creators.
It's like anytime there's a slow period in the TV business, he will find someone to attack for some reason.
I actually subscribe to this too, because I want to support them.
Just to create drama and get drama views.
Well, Quantum, why do you smear so many other AV YouTubers? Simple, to attack their credibility?
Actually, I have an idea. Her and Ninjician. Sorry, just checked if I was talking, if my mic works. I mean. There. Oh, and I also should put the Ackman's channel in the chat as well, because he needs a lot of support. There you go. Okay, continue.
And show up in search results when people look them up. Even if he's not successful in these attempts to defame people and expose them as frauds, isn't it bad that he's been doing this for 4 years?
I mean, these are
Yeah.
things that a lot of these people like Be the Installer, Stop the FOMO, you know, the other guys are not going to talk about. If I'm being very frank, they need to know their place. A lot of the people you are watching,
It's like you call them out just for clout.
or getting information from usually don't know what they're talking about. And I prove that they don't know what they're talking about.
He calls them frauds, sellouts, Satanists in disguise. I'm the best TV calibrator. Only I know what I'm talking about. But here's where the story gets very interesting. I did
Yep.
some research into TV calibration as a profession, and calibrators like Ninjician and Keep It Classy Tech will go to a client's house to calibrate the TV so that it fits the lighting in their room.
Yeah.
Every house is different. Every TV is calibrated a little bit differently.
Yep. So like for a dark room, the TV needs to be calibrated to fit that, so it's not blinding you. But in a bright room, the TV also need to be calibrated so you can see what's in the TV.
It's the same idea of, say, a plumber needing to be in your house to fix your plumbing. I'm sure you
Basically.
know where I'm going with this, Quantum. Mr. TV conducts his TV calibration business in a way that no other calibrator does. Mr. TV doesn't go to clients' houses. He doesn't have clients. He's not a certified TV calibrator.
Basically, he just sells settings, but he doesn't do this as a profession, or he thinks that he's doing this as a profession, but no, that's not how calibrators work.
He's a fraud.
And so people who appreciate the truth love what I do. And they've named this channel the #1 brand in honesty. Yeah?
That's a lie, I think. It's just ego.
It's not a self-given name, right?
And he's been using YouTube memberships and Patreon to scam people into thinking they're buying TV settings from a certified calibrator.
If he wants to sell people settings and just say, hey,
Yeah.
these are settings I did, you know, whatever, I don't care. But when you're telling people that you are a calibrator when you aren't,
Yeah, it's like he's not a calibrator. He just sells
and
settings.
that you're selling calibrated settings and they're not, he will from time to time give an actual definition of what a calibrator is and what calibration is. But he then says he goes against that.
But we're forgetting that I don't have 65,000 subscribers for no reason. I actually have a following. But my following is because I attacked people like Vincent Teo, and I've attacked the AVS forum.
Yep. And he admits that, but he doesn't want to admit that
Because
he's
of
wrong.
their dedication to the old ways of the 30-year-old industry standards that don't work.
Is like he'll explain that that's setting it to a reference standard, but he doesn't use reference standards. So therefore, you are scamming people and lying
Yeah.
to people to make money and make real calibrators and ISF Foundation everything look bad with your lies.
Yeah.
A guy who apparently specializes in the audio-visual departments, he sure has no fucking clue how to balance his audio. On
Yeah.
a personal level, I think that bothers me.
Like I know that at the beginning of the stream I messed up the audio, but I fixed it. Now it's good, I think. Now it's stereo, so you can hear it from both ears rather than just one.
you the most, right? He'll upload videos with stereo audio, and then one side will just be so much louder than the other. It's like,
And so people who appreciate the truth love what I do. And they've named this channel the #1 Brandon honesty. That's not a self-given name, right?
so you hear how
Yeah.
the audio is balanced to the right side? Now,
Yeah.
if I drag and drop this effect,
And so people who appreciate the truth love what I do. And they've
wow, look at
So
that.
much better.
It's almost like that took me all of 30 seconds to do. Or when he showed the phone call of him harassing my mom, he was like, make sure you turn up the volume.
Play the recording back, turn up your headphones if you got to, okay, so you can hear the audio.
It's like, bitch, why don't you do that for me? Why you gotta make
Yeah.
me turn the volume up?
It's like, and then I believe there was a community post where he was like, I do it on purpose. I do it on purpose. I don't do this as a because I'm bad at balancing audio. No, I do it on purpose.
It gets even worse because not only is he a fraud, but allegedly he steals other calibrators' settings and tries to pass them off as his own.
I put up a video 2 days ago. Within like an hour, his moderator Anonymous takes a screenshot of my video.
Anonymous is a pretty bad person. I've seen him doing all the stuff for Phantom. He's basically a footlicker. I could even imagine him being gay.
Makes this post in their private Discord, gives no credit, says doesn't say where it's from, you know, just makes this big old technical post about it, whatever, and then later someone asks, is this, you know, from you? And then he says yes, but then edits it real quick to say, well, yes, it's sourced from wherever, something like that. Like, that's stuff that happens all the time.
So, what was the settings that you were going to show, just out of curiosity?
So I'm gonna throw an image up of this, you know, it's an actual reference image that's used to check a television after its calibration, and show what it's supposed to look like, and then just show like the basis of what he does. And you better have a bag of, you know, spicy Cheeto dust ready. So
Yeah.
this is basically what it's supposed to look like.
Yes.
What Quantum wants to do and sell people looks like this.
And this looks ugly as fuck. Like, how can you call this beautiful?
Oh God! So essentially, he's literally lying, telling people that he's a certified calibrator when he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, he says he's a master calibrator, which is no such thing.
YouTube, he's scamming people. He's using your website to scam people. If
Yeah.
anyone here doubts my allegations of fraud, then by all means, ask the real professionals what they think of Quantum, and they'll tell you the same thing.
Exactly.
The last dish on our plate might be the tastiest. Copyright abuse. Over the years,
Yeah.
YouTube has made great strides in favor of protecting fair use content. I and many others truly commend them. The platform is way better than it used to be 4 years ago. However, there still exists one major, easily exploitable flaw in the system. YouTube will never punish you for breaking the law and submitting fraudulent takedowns. Let's take another look at the legally binding document he filed against me and examine YouTube's verdict that this was a fair request for review. Again, I point out he was claiming copyright of a video without sharing the video to YouTube.
So Phantom TV wants to think, wants people to think that he didn't put the link in the video to the video, because it was on his hard drive, and the title for the video was the title for the file, but it's still not no use to copy strike someone. If they re-uploaded the full thing, maybe, but this was about the fair use content. So basically he wanted to falsely take down Ekman's video.
That's perjury. What he was claiming ownership of was Elden Ring Review. I also point out that he did not fill out the information required and also blatantly lied on this form, saying the video was not from YouTube. And color me shocked, because that's where everyone fucking saw it in the first place. This is more fraudulent than healthcare in America. Like, it's a claim made blatantly to harass me, and he gets away with it because YouTube allows people like Quantum to weaponize DMCAs for their own benefit. That's illegal. This is where reason number 3 for YouTube's verdict comes into effect. A hands-off approach. I don't want to deal with copyright. I'm not touching it. While I understand that it's
really shit that YouTube just doesn't want to care about this.
It's impractical for them to get involved in every legal dispute on the platform. YouTube is fully within their rights to determine how they punish individuals that file fraudulent claims meant to harass others. You don't enforce any punishment or repercussions. There is nothing to discourage people from doing it except the community rising up, pointing the finger and saying, that guy's a piece of shit. That's the only thing that discourages people from doing it. I can only interpret YouTube's verdict that these were fair requests for review as a statement that anybody can file malicious takedowns for anything they want. If you made
sadly. And that's why I'm pretty afraid what it will mean for the VTuber community. For example, like, imagine if, let's say, Amelia Watson got her streams removed by someone because they didn't like it. Imagine that. And it can happen.
Elden Ring Review, you can submit a copyright strike against anybody else that has. It will be considered a fair request for review, and even if it doesn't go through with a strike, YouTube's wasting their time. That stresses people out, and anybody can do the same to you. Ain't that fucking scary? When we're talking about a system that can lead to entire channels being terminated and years worth of work obliterated. Again, they say abuse of this tool may lead to the termination of your channel and under penalty of perjury. So my question, what exactly constitutes abuse of this tool? Quantum TV has also claimed that he only used the copyright ID tool to flag videos, take them down, and issue strikes. However, the copyright ID tool does not allow you to issue strikes to other creators. It is simply a means of identifying it. DMCAs have to be manually filed elsewhere. How much evidence do you need, YouTube? You could, I'm sure if you looked back in your own archives to see just how many claims and takedowns he's issued, you would quantify that as abuse. Maybe you could look into the archives of the chat he had with YouTube support where he blamed you for filing his false claims. Now let's take a look at some others. There was a DMCA he filed against Ninjishin where he tried to claim rights for cosplaying as Deadpool.
Deadpool is owned by Disney, and Disney doesn't care about cosplays, but Quantum TV apparently does.
I'm not fucking kidding. And again, even fills out less information.
Yeah.
Title of artwork, Deadpool cosplay skit. Type of artwork, photo. Is it a photo or a skit? Where does the content appear? Custom thumbnail. He submitted a takedown because Ninjishin probably used him wearing his Deadpool mask in a thumbnail. And you can see his rants going off on YouTube for not accepting the claim and taking down Magician's video. I
It's
don't know what
pretty,
video this is, but
pretty silly.
Quantum also threatened this guy for as little as using his face in a thumbnail. He also
Mhm.
took down one of Jolster's videos, and I can only assume it was for equally nefarious reasons. He filed one
Yep.
against Griffin Gaming. They had a whole dispute, and of course Quantum acted like a giant prick, kept changing the goalposts, and you can watch that video to see all the details in private conversations.
Yeah, first he wanted to remove some. He wanted him to remove some footage, I think. Then Griffin Gaming did. So he was like, and then he was like, "But that's not what I wanted. I wanted him to remove the video completely."
Had with Griffin Gaming. There's also the deleted community post where Quantum claimed someone else was filing DMCA takedowns in his name. Luckily for me, in the screenshots I took, these links could still be seen. And if we type in this URL in particular, here's what shows up. This video is no longer available due to a copyright claim by Quantum TV. So I also sent this to YouTube, and here's what they said. We can't investigate these videos because they're no longer available. Yeah, no shit, I could have told you that. But then there's also mischief, and it's like, if we have, how many haven't we seen? You'd think a guy who's this involved with other content creators among disputes.
I should also link Mischief's channel, because he also dealt with Quantum TV. Well, to be exact, his video is what started it all, and I don't think it should have been gone this far, I think, but it's all on Quantum at this point.
Maybe he's the common denominator in all of them. Maybe. I'm not talking about music companies or big corporations. On an individual level, when it comes to disputes between content creators, if copyright strikes can lead to the termination of someone else's channel, then they should also have the power to the termination of yours if you abuse it. Everyone is so fucking sick of this bullshit. There has to be some punishment for filing false claims.
But sadly there isn't.
A whole section on cyberbullying and harassment. I've had to cut it from this video. I have a flight that leaves in 5 hours. I haven't slept. I need to finish this video, so I will be doing a follow-up on cyberbullying and harassment.
Sadly that video didn't happen because YouTube decided to take down this video and decided to demonetize the Atman.
I did kind of cover that in the copyright abuse video. I suppose you can just trust me on that for now. I hope what I've provided has been compelling. So now let's wrap up this extremely long video. So here's the rundown. By not enforcing their policies, YouTube is demonstrating a profound disinterest in punishing bad apples. People like
Yeah.
Quantum TV absolutely do not deserve to have a platform anywhere online when they abuse their position to such a degree. The entire YouTube community has risen up and demanded justice. You are the only one who can deliver it, YouTube. So make your choice. You can stick to your guns, side with hate, or you can terminate Quantum TV and prove you side with the community and genuinely want to make this a better place for everyone.
And they are still siding with hate, but they want to paint themselves as being the good guys.
I don't think it's a difficult decision. This whole affair has left me utterly disgusted and speechless by YouTube. They've lied to you, they've lied to me. Today, YouTube sided with hate. It's going to be interesting to see
And
what
not
kind
just
of Pride Month
that
promotion
day.
YouTube does, while at the same time giving a platform to a guy who genuinely believes more people should have been killed in the second deadliest mass shooting in American history.
That's the thing. And the Eggman was demonetized and his video got taken down, while Quantum TV didn't get any punishments. And this Pride Month. So, are you supporting the gays or are you against the gays? The gays, as Quantum TV would call them, and call us, yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. I think I've made my case on this matter pretty goddamn clear. And yet, at the end of my last video, everyone was already in agreement. They knew he should be banned. And you
Yeah.
know why? Because the YouTube community doesn't want to be associated with that level of craziness.
Exactly. So that was the video. Honestly, it's just so unbelievable that YouTube tries to silence people for speaking up about this. And Quantum TV is still on YouTube, despite his homophobic acts and bigotry. And yeah, it's really shit. Anyways, I think I'm going to end stream.